Everyone, welcome to the show. Oh boy, my pillow man, Mike Lindell. He just can't keep himself out of trouble. You guys might remember he held a cyber symposium, and this was in August of 2021. He promised attendees that he was going to prove once and for all that China rigged the election, right? The 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. He bragged about his so-called packet captures. And he said that once the courts reviewed this irrefutable evidence, they were going to take it down. He kept saying they're going to pull it down, take down the election, reinstall Trump. So Lindell also held a contest. He offered to pay $5 million to anyone who could prove that the computer data that he has was incorrect. Well, someone did just that. In fact, it was a two-time Trump voter, a man named Robert Zeidman. Zeidman refers to himself as a, quote, reasonable and moderate conservative. And he said that at first he was skeptical of Lindell's allegations, but he thought, hey, why not go? The cyber symposium is going to be, in his words, a great chance to see history in the making. He said also perhaps an election would be overturned. So Zeidman is a forensic computer expert, and he was able to determine that Lindell's so-called proof of election fraud was completely bogus. He said Lindell's data didn't even contain packet captures, which are essentially files that are filled with archived internet traffic and data. So not only did Lindell's computer data not show any election fraud, but it also had nothing, absolutely nothing to do even with the 2020 election. Zeidman proved that basically it was just a bunch of unrelated text. There were PDF files, there were lists of IP addresses, and then there was just a bunch of random computer code, just numbers and letters. So Zeidman tried to collect the $5 million, and Lindell refused to pay him. And based on the contest rules, if there was any dispute, it had to be settled through arbitration, not a court of law and a lawsuit. So Zeidman took the matter to arbitration, and now that arbitration panel has just ruled in his favor. So the arbitration judges ruled that Lindell's computer data, quote, unequivocally did not reflect November 2020 election data. In response to that ruling, Zeidman told the Post that he is, quote, really happy. I mean, I bet he is. I bet he's $5 million worth of happy. But Zeidman also said, quote, they clearly saw this as I did, that the data we were given at the symposium was not at all what Mr. Lindell said it was. The truth is finally out there. And when Zeidman testified before the arbitrators, he told them that, obviously he wanted the money, but beyond the monetary incentive, Zeidman said that he wanted to, once and for all, confirm the veracity of Lindell's claims. Zeidman told them, quote, Mr. Lindell has a lot of followers. He's making a lot of statements to people that I know, people that are good friends of mine, people that are influential. And they are claiming that he has the data that shows that this election was stolen. Now, here comes the really LOL part. I mean, this guy, he just won't quit. Mike Lindell testified before the arbitration panel, and he told them that he had the real election data hidden. He's holding it back. He purposely, he says, chose not to release it at the cyber symposium. According to Lindell, he said that after he was poked in his side at another event, which you guys might remember, there was a guy who went up and took a selfie with him, a guy who was like a fan of his, and kind of poked him in the side, and Mike Lindell flipped out. He totally freaked and said that this guy attacked him and like almost knocked him out. He almost became unconscious, all this stuff. It was insane. Anyway, he said that after that attack, basically, that his, quote, red team of advisors warned him against making the election fraud data public because, quote, it could be a poison pill put in the data, and we really shouldn't release the China stuff. I mean, there's two possibilities here. Either number one, they knew that it wasn't China stuff and they knew that they didn't want him to release it because it was totally bogus, or this never happened. Which my money's on the latter, that this is all fabricated. This is all in his mind. It's all made up. Because really, I mean, he's claiming that he held this huge symposium, or what I guess he advertised it as huge. He tried to say that it was going to be huge. It really wasn't. But, he promoted this thing for months on end. And then he offers $5 million to someone to prove, if you can prove that this wasn't about the 2020 election, then I'm going to pay you $5 million. But then I'm going to purposely withhold the data so that I don't have to, that would prove that I don't have to pay you. I mean, it's so absolutely batshit crazy. And Lindell is standing by this. He's standing by these fantasies. He told the Washington Post, quote, "They made a terribly wrong decision. This will be going to court." So once again, he doesn't know what he's talking about, because according to Ziedman's attorney, an arbitration ruling can't be appealed directly. So Lindell would have to take this to a federal court, and then he would have to prove that the arbitration decision that these judges made on this panel, it was, quote, manifest injustice. So Ziedman's attorney said this is extremely rare that it would ever be overturned. And, good luck with that. Mike Lindell is a walking, talking public service announcement about the dangers of crack. Don't do drugs, kids. So anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I'll let you know. But yeah, he just sunk himself by another $5 million. And he was already saying how in debt he was over all of this. Unbelievable. He is going to completely destroy himself, his company, the lives of all of his employees over bonkers crap, over fairy tales that he won't let go of. So anyway, I will let you know, like I said, if I hear any more, if he gets this into court. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please become a donor if you can, or leave a one-time tip. It all means a lot to me. It really helps to keep the show going. Love you guys. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.